Alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there, onto the Israelite foreigners. From the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Quick show to the Spirit. I want you brothers to be edified. So, pretty much, get the scripture and I'll go on.
This is Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth, the rulership of the planet Earth, which we know, meaning the people that pass laws, the people that tells people what to do, when to do it, how to do it, is in power right now. And it's clear as day. You know, you don't have to really do no deep research when you have all the world's leaders coming together consistently talking about the world's problems. And every time they talk about the world's problems, no problem gets solved, but what end up happening, things get worse. All right, you can remember all throughout history, every time these nations get together, nothing good come out of it, especially for the people. So the people today are being ruled by ungodly people that have no sense of morale or anything like that, because they wasn't put in a position for caring of people. So you had a couple of key speakers. I did a show on it last night. You had Prince Charles, all right, the son of the Queen Elizabeth, which he's not really a prince. He's just a usurper. He's an Edomite. Okay, he's not supposed to be in that royal position, but got the nerve to say that they want to make a wartime effort against climate change. What does that mean? That's indication, just like Trump said when he was in office, that this whole C-19, we call it, he felt like a wartime president. When you hear these terminologies, that's an indication of draconian laws. All right, now how you gonna make war with nature itself? How you gonna sit there and say that some nations don't owe, that they can't go to green, but they're in great debt? Why nations are in debt? How you have natural resources in debt? It doesn't make no sense. Who you indebted to? So it's not up to the billionaires, it's up to the trillionaires, he said, right, to come together. So basically they're ruling the world. Not only they ruling the world, they are passing out laws and stating what they want to be done, because it's in the power of their hands. They could shake the world however they want it. So that's one thing. Then you had recently the owner, who also was a rat, Mark Zuckerberg,
Zuckerberg, yeah,
who changed his company to Meta. All these things are not by accident. These changing the name, all these things of Salakia. Nah. It's better to do that. Salakia. Yeah, go ahead.
And that's gonna add something smaller, like on a lesser scale. Because I seen that whole presentation when they were speaking, and then when he said like it's not going to be a billion. It's not going to be a billionaire thing, but like a trillionaire effort.
Right.
That in my spirit, and maybe for like the younger brothers, that kind of showed you who's really in charge of this thing. Because you know, 2/3 they would assume that your Jeff Bezos or your Elon Musk and these things, because they're billionaires, they're running things. But in reality, they're really not. Because this is above their pay grade. This would go, because when you look at who the trillionaires are, that'll be your central banking family, which are your Rothschilds,
the people the unseen people. The people that's in the shadows of the governments, the people that's ruling everything. These are the people that really runs the world.
Right.
All right? The very rich. See, when you see people on magazines, and when their fortune is limited to a certain amount, what ends up that saying is who's really running it. They're not running anything. All they're doing is running their mouth. All they're doing is running their mouth, all right? And they present themselves as something that is special, unique, but they're not. Go ahead.
Quick one. This is Ephesians 6:12. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
The rulers of the darkness, and that's the key. All right, we're not wrestling. We're not physically going against anybody. We're spiritually fighting against people in a higher level because they have riches and they know the dark side, so to speak. You know, like when you watch Star Wars, there's the Jedi's, which is supposed to be the light, and you got the dark side, which is the Sith or the Sith. All right, which represents the dark, but in reality they both dark. But anyway, so you have two sides that's always battling. Matter of fact, get Sirach 33 and 11. It might be further down, but you can get it.
Yeah. It says against spiritual wickedness in high places.
There's spiritual wickednesses in high places. That's why when they get together, it's not a coincidence that nothing really good come out of it, because they speak in double tongue. When they say nice words, those actual words is really the opposite. You know, it says, matter of fact, as I said there, Daniel's 8:25. You got that though?
This is Sirach 33 and 13. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him.
Yeah, which is what? The Most High. The Most High fashioned man the way he wants them to be made. And he made a Pacific people, a race of people, to be the villains of the planet Earth. All right? To be the wicked. But we don't.
To render to them as liketh him best. Good is set against evil, and life against death.
So good is set against evil, life against death, which the whole world loves to portray that in movies and so forth, and books, but they don't quite grasp and understand what is evil. All right, they don't quite grasp or understand what is actually good. See, in this world, they just believe in gray lines. Like you can have both, but in reality, it's only two things. All right, keep going.
So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
What is a sinner? Somebody that transgresses the law. What law? Is it the law of your local government? No. Their law changes whenever they feel like changing it. The law of the Most High. All right. So the sinner is the people that breaks the laws of the Most High. That's who's the evil in the society. Big game. Look how society has really committed the acceptance of lesbians and homosexuals. All right, or should I say sodomites and gomites. All right, and now the world's trying to force you to accept Transformers. And I'm not talking about Transformers and Transformers I grew up watching. I'm talking about Transformers when a man transforms himself into a woman. Look how quick this world is accepting it. So the reality is, like, what is evil then? What's wrong? What's good? Nobody knows. What we consider good is what you keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. All right, Marino.
So look, Salakia. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two against another.
Read that again.
So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another.
One against another. So when the scripture says about we wrestle against flesh, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but spiritual things in high places. That's what it is. It's a battle between the spirits of good, actual good, and evil that's being placated in the planet Earth. There's no such thing as hell. We are in hell. When a man doesn't have his God-given rights to have his own land, to have his own women, all right, to have his own children, to be able to raise his own children, a man is limited to certain things. He has to get permission to drive a vehicle. He has to get permission to purchase a house and so forth. That's not living. That's hell. All right. When a man gets locked up for the most smallest, minute thing, for the extent of the law, of another man's law, that's hell. When a man really technically is being named after another man because he owned him, that's hell. All right? You can't even raise your children right. You can't even have children in the society. You can't have nothing in the society. When they could easily take away all your rights that was given from the Most High to you as a man, that's hell. And this is what we're fighting against. And we're fighting against them in the highest level. Because you try to do good, but all you surrounded is by evil. And the way they make the setting of this world is just pure evil. You turn around, evil. You try to you try to keep the Sabbath to your best ability. You turn on the television. What do you see? Evil. You know what I'm saying? You try to fast. What do you see? Evil. You look at TV. All you see is the most abominable things in your sight. You gonna say something?
Yeah, nah, just to add on, even when you you take the measures, they'll throw it, for example, the dietary laws.
Yes.
They'll throw this abominable shit in your stuff.
Yes.
Or you wanna take, the dream of the brother was talking about it, you wanna take fish oil, but now you even gotta look deeper into that because they may use some foul shit. You know what I mean? It's not lawful the fish they use, so it's just overall.
They slice your food. The food that you eat is not natural. That's evil. But yet this man is talking about war against climate change. You know, you the one that's creating